So let me tell you a fact of life, okay? If you're watching from one of the richer countries in the world, that means not a third world country, there's something you need to know, and that is things have been rigged against you. In actual fact, if you went now to any less developed or certainly lawless country, and there's a lot of those, even ones that are rich, any lawless country, you would find they would not allow you to make money. What would happen is as soon as you went there, all sorts of stuff would happen against you, that's right. What would happen basically is you'll either get kidnapped, killed and all this stuff. And you may say, well, these are rough countries, why would it happen? The reason it would happen is because their government wants it to. Yes, they want it to. And the reason is basically is that if you're from one of these other countries, your IQ is higher than the IQ of these countries. It doesn't matter if it's 1.2, 0.3 point. When it's lawless countries, it goes like that, okay? And you would be on the good bit, which means basically you'd be a multi-millionaire in no time. So what do they do? They kill you is what they do. They rig things against you. That's right, they rig things against you. Especially if you're a high achiever. Because otherwise, we'd all be turning up into these countries, turning up and making shed loads of money. We would. The reason we don't is because they would kill us. That's it. They don't kill each other as much. If somebody else turns up, and you're from Pakistan, you go to India, you're not going to get the same reception, And they don't even like each other. That's the truth. That's reality. But us, we've got their governments working against us. I mean, all of these countries, the whole lot of them, okay? Don't just think like South America and lots of countries, okay? They'd be working against us. Really, they would. And the reason is because they know that otherwise, we would end up, rich everywhere. We'd end up controlling everything. Now, you may say this is very fair, you see. These people have to have control. But why is it fair? We give them carte blanche in our countries. We give them advantages in our countries that we don't have. They've got to have things rigged in place. We put like societies where they can have their own TV and radio stations just for them. Societies to help each other, business networks. They can also have charities. There's also quotas for jobs and stuff like this. Things that we don't get, okay? Things that only some people in the country get or nobody gets, okay? There's some things they get and nobody gets, okay? And what they do is they're stopping you from making money and from making large amounts of money in their country, okay? Now, you know what you should do with this? Treat them the same way. That's right. If they're stopping you going to their country and making loads of cash, then you need to stop them, okay? Stop buying their fucking products. Stop buying their stuff. You know why? Because you're only going to get the good ones. You may say, well, the ones we're getting are the clever ones. Yes, you probably are, okay? But there's a load of thick ones back there, okay, that are being left behind. But the reality of the situation is, if you went over there, you'd make shed loads of money because there's no rules, okay? The laws are a joke in some of these countries. They're so corrupt. Now, the trouble with that is then you have natural selection becomes a much bigger factor. So you're one IQ point above the rest of the population, you are made. If you're 3 IQ points, you're rich. That's the reality. You'd walk over there and you'd make loads of money. You'd walk over, you'd say, okay, I'll get this now. This country has no law. What am I going to do? I'm just going to get a load of cocaine and take it across there in a big van, and then you'd come back and you'd have $1 million or £7 million. That's how it actually works. That's it, you see. So what they do is say, no, you can't do this because these other ones won't work it out. But there's no laws that can do what the hell they want. That can just bribe people. So what they do instead, they make sure you can't. And you see, that's the thing. In these countries, when people get killed, and the tourists are marching across there, it isn't just criminals. It's their governments killing you. That's what it is. They're killing you because they don't want you to gain your place in society, in the world. You know what? If these countries have people in that have a lower average IQ, they have to bring their IQ up. Now, I'm not really into IQ that much. But the bottom line is, if they're less intelligent, that is not your problem. It isn't. It's natural selection. See, what would happen then is some people would go over there and they'd stay there. Because they'd say, yes, I've got 7 million, but it's worth more over there. They'd meet some woman, and then their population IQ would tick upwards. But they don't. They want to rig it so much in their favour that the only way it can go is down. And what happens then? The intelligent ones move over here. That's right. So the intelligent ones move over to this country, America, which would mean some people are probably looking and thinking, but the people we get from here are really bright. Yes, because you're getting the bright ones. These ones can't even stand being next to these other guys. They don't even want to be next to them. They're willing to go halfway around the world, right, to your country to avoid being next to these guys. Now that tells us something. Yeah? And yet still they want things rigged, so if they lose money they can just go back over and make a load of money and come back. Yeah? So the reason they come to your country, my country, is because our countries have laws. So they make some money, and maybe they do the thing they want to do. They want to go into medicine, and they say, you know, what they want is they want the baubles that we have. You know, they want the civilization part that they only partially got. You know, they've got some technology, but they want a police force which isn't completely corrupt, which we have, you see. They don't want ones that are all on the take. You know, they want ones where, like, some of them are okay. You know, it might not be the case of you can ask directions from your local bobby, but at least you know that they are some attempt at law and order, and that's why they're coming for. Okay? So that's the thing, though. What are we going to do? You know what you're probably going to do is nothing. But why don't you do something? Okay? You have to protest about it, do something. I'm not saying you riot, because you know what? They just round you up. What you need to do instead is stop buying some of their products, stop buying some of their stuff, and stop treating them so bloody well. Okay? If they're treating you unfairly, you have to treat them unfairly, okay? They treat you badly, you treat them badly. That is the way the world works. Don't be walked over. Don't let them walk all over you. You know, if you're good enough to get a big slice of the world, then get that slice. You know, don't let some half-wit in some undeveloped nation tell you that his government has to work against you, and yet you've got to give everything to them on a plate because they're fools. No, get what you can. Okay, my name's S. Rob. This has been Pirates Riot.